Hi everyone, this is Lean and welcome back to the Crafty Meraki YouTube channel. Today I'm creating a rainbow inspired card using the amazing Dance in the Rain stamp set together with the Frame-Worthy Slimline Die from Crafty Meraki. I'm starting with my rainbow panel, and as you will see, I am going really heavily with my inks on top of this paper. I am creating a really intense rainbow because I'm going to use some vellum later on, and that will mute the colors on the background. So to prevent not seeing the rainbow that I made, I am going heavily handed with my distress inks, creating the most fabulous in your face rainbow possible. So I've taken out my distress inks that I wanted to use. For the green it was just a bit too light, so I ended up also taking the crushed olive to help me. But for the rest I really went on. And I also had a little issue with the blending brush that I was using. It was filthy with the orange and yellow. That's why the green is turning out a bit well, not as lovely as we would normally go for, but with the vellum it would actually work out fine. Now I'm starting on the other side. I'm just going to work my way towards the green again with pink, purple and blue. All the regular distressings. You can definitely do it with any inks you have at home, also with the oxide inks if you prefer them. But just make sure that if you want it to be vibrant even with vellum on top of it, that you have a really saturated deep rainbow on your panel. Another thing you can also do is just make it a really soft rainbow or intense like this, and do the heat embossing on top of this panel when it is dry, and well, you won't have the issues of the embossing powder sticking all over. But I really wanted to use the vellum, and just because of that I went really heavily handed. I said it a million times now, but it's true. So here I have my piece of vellum and then this amazing frame. Personally, the Frame-Worthy Slimline Die is a basic that in my opinion everyone should have. It's incredible, I love it, it's stylish, and you have two other frames as well that you can combine. There are several design team members that are crazy in combining all these slimline dies, and I just love seeing it. So I prepped my vellum because I'm going to do heat embossing all over this vellum. First of all, my sentiment. By the way, the sentiments from the Dance in the Rain stamp set are incredible. They are encouraging, they are lovely, they are filled with love, friendship. I just adore the sentiments from this stamp set. I'm going to do some white heat embossing today, and I'm using the Ranger Embossing Powder Super Fine Detail. I'm making sure to tap off the excess, and then I can heat set this panel like this really quickly because I put my heat gun on for a while before going towards my panel so that it was really hot, and then you can really quickly go over everything and it melts immediately. So again, I'm prepping that vellum just to be sure, and then I'm going to randomly frame this sentiment using this amazing feather stamp. Now, I already used this stamp once, and that was with another rainbow card actually that I did for the video hub that was, well, a while back already, but I just loved it. And I just thought today, well, the rainbow adventure with this specific stamp isn't over yet. So I'm twisting and turning the layout of this stamp. I am only using one, but I don't want it to be all in the same direction. So I'm just stamping it out using my Versamark. And then I will again use the same embossing powder to add some white details on this card. So once all the excess is tapped off, I can continue with heat embossing this as well. And then it's time to assemble the card. So a really simple idea, but with the rainbow I think it's a wonderful end result. Also, you can decide upon your favorite colors. You don't need to do a rainbow, but if you like, for example, all the cold colors or all the warm tones, um, anything goes actually, and I think that's wonderful. You can also use just a pattern paper or just cardstock, colored cardstock in one color behind it, and I think it would be lovely as well. So I'm adding the frame using some liquid glue, and now I'm going to add this on top of my rainbow panel. Just flat, and then before adding it to my card base, there I will use some Scotch 3M foam tape to have some dimension. So my panel was a bit bulky. You can have that from time to time when you're heat setting things. I just run it through my die cutting machine underneath some of the plates to really squeeze it and to flatten it out, and that actually helps quite well. And then with the Scotch 3M foam tape I even flatten it out more. So that's some of those tips that you can always use. And then I'm trying to align this centered on my slimline panel, and once I'm happy I'm pressing it down. Now, as embellishments, also use this on my other rainbow card. I am using a mix of crystals from Pinkfresh Studio. You have this whole rainbow assortment of jewels, and I just adore it. I'm going to scatter them all over this panel, matching it with the rainbow on in the back. And once I'm happy with the layout, I'm going to add everything using some liquid glue. And it took me a while to arrange everything, so just to prevent having a video of 30 minutes of arranging jewels, I skipped it a bit. But it took me a while. I think you all know that having those final details on the right spots on your card are sometimes really the hardest parts. But I'm really happy with the layout I got here. And that is my card for today. Really simple, but a bright and colorful card, I think. And I hope you like it too. This was the video. Thank you all for watching. You can always give this a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate it. I wish you all an amazing day, and I will be back soon with some new crafty inspiration. Bye!